that is probably the greatest production car on the planet right now. The Gallardo was the first, exotic car. I sold that to my best friend, my business partner, the guy that runs Mountain Motorsports with me, Justin Price, and he still owns the car today. We both have promised each other, between the two of us, we'll never let it go. It's going to always be the first Lamborghini that either of us were able to buy, and so he has it in his garage in Tennessee, so it's a special car. We're going to try to keep that one. The next really exotic would have been the Aventador, Lamborghini. Again, that was a good to great kind of deal. I had opportunities to buy lots of other very nice, exotic cars, but the Aventador was my grail, and there was a gap in time there, but started getting a little more into Porsches, got a GT3 and then enjoyed a GT4. I don't really know if that's exotic, but it was a great car for me. I really enjoyed that car. Got a GT3 RS when it came out. Actually, I had two of those. I had one in Lava Orange that I loved and fell in love with. Then I had an opportunity to get a paint to sample car, and so I sold the Lava Orange, and I still have the paint to sample RS Green GT3 RS. That's probably, dare I say, maybe one of the better all-around cars on the planet. I mean, you can drive it every day. If I were going to go to the racetrack in a production car and someone challenged me to turn the fastest lap time I could at the track, a GT3 RS would be a hard car to argue against in trying to achieve a fast lap time. Ferrari's an interesting brand for me. I never looked up to Ferrari like I did Lamborghini. For me as a child, they never I didn't buy into the passion. I respect the racing heritage, and I respect the passion and the brand equity that it has worldwide now as I've learned more about it. I have a love-hate relationship with Ferrari a little bit. I think they're a great manufacturer of engines, probably maybe the best manufacturer of engines on the planet. Their styling and things I kind of point a finger at. I don't think they're as aggressive as what they could be. Mainly the people, the people I've met with Ferrari. I've met some people from racing, and I've met some people in their corporate offices, and I've met some people at the dealerships here in the U.S. And there's a common culture at Ferrari that just doesn't really sit real well with me. They're a very, very prideful group of people, which I respect. That's all fine, but there's this type of arrogance. I don't know. This is just a personal experience of mine. From everyone from the factory to racing down to the dealerships, not just here locally, but pretty much any Ferrari dealership that I've interacted with, from the salespeople to the management to the general managers, there's this feeling of arrogance that, hey, we are Ferrari, and if you are not in the family, and if you would like to be in the family, we're going to have to think about that a little bit, and you're going to have to kind of prove yourself and jump through these hoops and buy these cars that you don't want, and maybe we'll allow you to be in the family, and maybe we won't, and I don't know, we're not so sure about you. and that was just not the, I don't know, when you work hard in life, and you're trying to achieve goals, and you have an affinity for the product, and you respect the product, and you're not quite allowed. I don't know. I've had a love-hate relationship with them. I own a Ferrari Speciale. It's a great car. I think it's one of the best naturally aspirated V8s that have ever been made. I own it. I enjoy it. I don't really like the people behind it, right? But I was not allowed to buy it new. I could not. I tried. I tried my best. I was not allowed, so I had to wait and buy it pre-owned, and I did. I waited around, but I just didn't want to jump through all the hoops and the things they were wanting me to do to buy it new. So I still own that car. I love the car. I'm not really so in love with the people. So I'll probably never be racing a Ferrari, I can tell you that. A brand that I've really grown a lot of respect for recently is McLaren. I've driven the 12C, I had driven a 650S. I was really impressed with the 650S, never owned one. When the 675 came out, I knew that was a car that I wanted to own. I owned one of those cars, kind of regretted selling it because the car drove so well. And then the 720 that has come out, man, I mean, I'm not here to plug any brand or anything, but let me tell you, that is probably the greatest production car on the planet right now. I mean, I've owned the 918, and driven the 918 at a quick rate, right, in some closed course environments, and the 720S is as fast, maybe a touch quicker in some scenarios, as the Porsche 918. And I mean, comparing that against a hypercar, for what that car does in performance, for the amount of money that it costs, that is probably one of the better cars on the planet right now. It's comfortable, it's got cup holders, and you can put things, you can see out of it, you're in a glass bubble, and when it comes to performance, the torque and horsepower, the launch on that thing is brutal. I mean, it is violent and hypercar type comparison. So I've moved my goals. I'm not quite sure. I'm not going to say I'll never own another hypercar, but right now my goals, both financially and professionally, are on racing right now. They're not as fun as driving a Super Trofeo at breakneck speeds around Imola racetrack. So I don't know if I'll ever match the thrill of racing with a production car. When this is back to the good to great, when there's something like a GT3, a 991.2 GT3, that is an awesome, amazing car that you can get a lot of thrills out of, for a fraction of the cost of a hypercar. Really looking forward to the GT2 RS, though. I think that Porsche's got something up their sleeves there with the GT2. They obviously have the good ring lap time. So right now, my garage is just grown with the affinity of the brand that I love. I traded the Aventador, and I have the Aventador SV Roadster now, and that car will be a car I'll keep. That's probably, if that's my favorite car, that's probably my favorite car. It's not the best handling car, it's not the fastest car, but it's just the car, right? For me, it's just the car. And just got the new Performante. That's probably the best car that Lamborghini's ever produced. That car all around, as far as performance. The SV is still the car, but the Performante, man, that car is a great driving car. Again, it's not the fastest thing. You don't want to drag race a 720S with it. If we're going to go to the track and we're going to try to see who can get around the track in the quickest time, Performante is a pretty strong car. Comfortable to drive, and love that car. Yeah, I'm patiently awaiting the GT2 RS. That's what I've got coming down the pipeline, and in the next year, and I think that'll be a really impressive car.
Are you looking to buy your dream car? Premier Financial Services offers the flexibility of financing with the tax benefits of leasing. The PFS Simple Lease offers quick approvals and easy termination when you are ready for the next car. Visit our website and follow us for more.